Hey guys, welcome to Yoga Lattes with SJ. It's so awesome to have you join me for this 20-minute full body workout. You don't need any equipment for the workout today, but if you want to, of course, you can add in some dumbbells, ankle weights, hand weights, anything at all here, but you certainly don't need that if you don't have that available. So we're starting here in a standing, just rolling the shoulders up, releasing the shoulders down, then starting to sweep the arms up overhead, and then you are opening the arms out. So dropping the elbows down, palms facing forward, and then circling the arms all the way forward again, palms facing down, and then reaching the fingertips up towards the ceiling, keeping this going. So as you continue here, we don't want to be locking out the elbows. We want to be connecting breath with the movement. So you are inhaling as you bring the arms forward and up. Exhale as you lower the arms back down. And you are finding a connection of the core. So belly button to spine, lifting up out of the pelvic floor, and we are imagining we are moving through the shoulders. So it's a shoulder rotation rather than so much the arms moving, but you are connecting into the muscles of the arms at the same time. Beautiful. Now this time we're going to start to have the palms facing up and continuing with this. So palms are facing up as you bring the arms forward, sweeping the arms up and opening out. So we have the palms facing towards the ceiling the whole time, and we are working through the shoulders, connecting into all of those muscles through the shoulders, the arms, biceps, triceps, as well as the core. So you are drawing up tall from the pelvic floor all the way up. Beautiful. Hinging forward this time, guys, palms facing down, and then you are pressing the arms back as you come back up through standing. Reaching the arms forward, exhale as you come back up. It is just a hinge at the hips, and you're finding that core engagement. It's a flat back as you reach the arms forward and pressing back, working through the back of the arms as you draw those arms back to the back of the room. So keeping your core engaged the whole time. We've got softness into the knees. You've got your weight even through both sides of the body, of the feet, and breathing. Exhale, pressing back. Inhale, reaching forward. Head is in the same line as the rest of the back. Connecting into the triceps, the back of those arms. We are going to work through every muscle of the body here at home in 20 minutes. This time we are starting to bring the palms face up, keeping this going. So you're reaching forward with the palms up and pressing back, keeping the palms up. So working here, just softening into those elbows. So it's more of a scoop forward than it is a straight arm. So you're scooping forward and then pressing back, keeping the shoulders away from the ears, hinging at the hips, belly button to spine, keeping that length into the spine, and the head and the back of the neck and the rest of the back are in one long, beautiful line. Nice work. And release. Coming back through center, bringing your hands onto your hips, and then you're starting to come down. So toes are pointing forward. You're starting to sweep the left arm up, gaze follows, and then coming back through center, sweeping the right arm up, gaze follows, and continuing with this. So you're sitting back into those heels and you are keeping your core engaged. You are finding weight is even to both sides. See if you can sit down a little bit lower, just making sure the knees don't go forward of the toes, and you've got a still and stationary pelvis. So we're not moving around in the pelvis. We are finding a rotation through the arm, the shoulder, as well as through the waist, and the rest of the body is staying really still and strong. Keeping it going, coming back through center, reach, inhale, exhale, back through center. Nice work. Staying here, guys, and release down into a forward fold. Rolling all the way up and exhale as you release the arms down. Inhale, sweeping the arms up. Exhale, coming down into a fold. And inhale, coming up. Exhale, coming back down into your fold. Inhale, coming up. Awesome. And exhale, floating down, releasing here. Inhale, coming up, rolling up, opening the palms forward, reaching the arms. Exhale as you come down. So as you continue with this, you are really finding softness into the knees, but you've kind of got more straight legs here, and you are letting the pelvis come up high towards the ceiling as you come down, and you are drawing up from the core to bring you back up to standing. So you're actually using your core muscles to draw you up from that forward fold to come back up. Beautiful. Let's stay here, guys. Stepping the feet out a little bit wider. You're bringing the left arm out, and then you are starting to tap the left toes as you press up through that left arm. So you're pressing up, opening out as you lower the foot back down and keeping this going. So we are finding still that we're even through both sides, even though you have got your weight in that supporting foot. We want to keep really, really strong and lift it up out of the pelvic floor the whole time as we work through this. Shoulders are away from the ears. You are breathing, finding a little bit more length up each time and opening the heart out, opening out, pressing up. Awesome job. And let's come to the other side. So you are coming to that right side, pressing up and opening out as you drop the foot back down. We're articulating through the feet as well. So important to look after our feet. So you're just feeling that really nice stretch into the foot. And as you place the foot back down, finding that connection of weight even through that foot. The sides of the foot as well as all four corners. Keep this going. Make sure you're breathing, keeping your core engaged, neutral pelvis. Nice. You can flow with this, but I really want you to connect into the muscles as well. Beautiful. Coming back through center, and then you are starting to come down into a squat and then pressing back up as you bring the arms back behind you. So your palms are facing forward as you come up and opening the heart, pressing into the glutes to draw you up. Nice. This time we're finding a flat back with this. So you're just starting to press the hips back, hinging forward as you come back up. So you're keeping the legs quite straight here, but just finding a very, very softness into those knees. So we're not locking out those knee joints. We're making a flat back here. The head is in the same line as the rest of the back, and you're pressing the hips forward to come back up to standing, keeping your core engaged, connecting into all of those muscles. Great job. And coming forward, exhale, coming up, power it up. Inhale forward, exhale, coming back up. Beautiful. Come down into your squat again, guys, and then you're starting to sweep the arms all the way up, circle sweep them all the way around, and then coming back down. Nice. Let's stay here, bringing the arms behind you, then you're reaching the arms forward, and then you're coming up to standing, sweeping the arms up overhead, hinging forward, and reach those arms forward. So finding that flat back, then pressing back up and sweeping the arms up and coming forward. Bringing those arms forward and using your pelvic floor as well as your core to draw you back up, palms face forward as you sweep the arms up overhead. Beautiful. Working through the whole body, connecting it all together, finding your breath, connecting into all of those pieces, really feeling into this. Nice. Coming all the way back up through center, and then we're starting to just take a moment here, just finding your weight is even through both sides and through both feet. Just coming down into a halfway lift, and then you are pressing back up and pressing the arms up. So it is kind of a shoulder press here as you bring the hands to come just above the shoulders, making fists, pressing up, and then pressing the hips back, finding a flat back as you hinge forward and bringing the arms down. Nice work. Keep it going. Keep your breath flowing. You can move fast, you can move slow. Just make sure you're connecting into all of the muscles. Nice. Bringing the arms out wide here, and you're starting to twist the hips to one side and then the other. I want you to see if you can keep the rest of the body, so the whole upper body stays really still here, and keeping everything facing forward. You can bring the fingertips to connect in front of you if it's helpful, or just keep the arms out wide, and it is a twist through the waist. Nice. Awesome. So really working into those obliques here, keeping the belly button to spine, and it's just a twist of the hips one way and back through center and then the other. We're also wringing out all of the lungs as you breathe. This is so good for the whole body. Beautiful. Coming back through center, guys, you're starting to circle the arms. So just tiny little circles in one direction, just keeping it going in that same direction, and then reverse it, going back the other way, making sure you're breathing. Finding length from fingertips to fingertips, few more here, and then we are coming to a high heel. So coming up high onto the balls of the feet and circling forward, tiny circles forward, keeping this going. So we're testing the balance here. We're also working through the back of the legs, the calf muscles, and the arms. Awesome. And the core is having to really stay strong to stabilize. Go back the other way, guys, when you're ready. Tiny circles backwards and breathing and coming back down onto the heels. Now you're flipping the palms and we're starting to just squeeze and using those biceps. So it's just working through the arms here. It is a hinge at the elbows, squeezing in, opening out. Few more, really connecting into those muscles. Nice. And then we are starting to stay here, and we are going to come up high again onto the balls of the feet, high heel, and keep this going. So it's a squeeze in, open out, squeeze in, open out. Keep it going, breathing deeply in through the nose, out the nose or mouth. Nice. Really working through the resistance of the ear. It's amazing how much you can get without even using any hand weights or anything. If you are using weights, I'm sure you are certainly feeling this as well. Beautiful. Coming all the way down and staying here. Bringing the hands to prayer or onto your waist. And we are starting to tap the right toes out to the side, bringing your weight through to that left supporting foot. And then you are starting to bring the knee up and then opening it out to the side and then drawing that knee back up through that center line and then sweeping it out to the side as you lift up out from that hip. So as you do this, guys, I just want you to make sure you're not locking out through that supporting knee on that left side. So you kind of got a little tiny micro bend here. We're lengthening up, so we're really, really tall here with the shoulders away from the ears. And you're just lifting the knee up through that center line, using your core muscles to draw the knee up, and then maintaining that connection of core as you bring the toes out to the side, and then lifting up using your outer thighs and your hip to lift out and come back down. Beautiful. Coming back through center, guys, and let's just take a moment to readjust here. So you are finding that core engagement, neutral pelvis. This time you're going to start to lift the knee, and you are going to just bring it forward and then open out to the side and then sweeping the leg forward, and then the knee lifts up and then sweeping it back out to the side. See if you can keep the toes lifted the whole time as much as you can, but of course if you need to, you can always tap the toe down and find your balance in between. So we want to have the toes on a slight angle when you bring them forward, so you've got a little bit of an open hip on that right side. You're kind of opening out the hip and really working into all of the leg muscles. Nice. As well as the core. I'm sure you're noticing that core is having to really stay strong to stabilize here. Beautiful. Let's come over to the other side. So just starting to find your weight even on that right foot. And then you're going to start to bring the leg up. So you're bringing the knee up through that center line as high as you can, and then sweeping it out to the side, and then lifting out to the side and coming back through center, keeping this going. So we want to see if we can keep the hips even as well. We aren't popping the hip out to that right side. You're keeping a really long, lengthened leg, thigh through that right side. You can keep your hands onto the hips to stabilize, as well as to make sure that the hips are even here, and lifting up, lowering down. You can always tap the toe if you need to, or keep the toes lifted to make it more challenging, and using your core muscles to draw the knee up and then bringing it all the way out to the side. Let's stay here, finding that adjustment and rolling the shoulders up, releasing the shoulders down, finding length here and bringing the toes forward and then out to the side. So it's a lift of the knee and then out to the side. Beautiful work. Finding even more length from the hip all the way out the toes as you do this. So we're finding a really, really nice lengthened leg. Breathing, guys. Make sure you're not holding your breath. So important. Trying to stay really still as well, so not rocking around anywhere. See if you can stay still through the pelvis, keeping a nice neutral pelvis. Keep that core engaged, it really helps, and bringing the foot down nice. Just starting to bring the feet out really wide here, turning the toes out, heels turned in. So we are coming out and we are dropping down into a squat. You want to have the knees kind of turned out so that you can really feel that connection of the hips opening here. Dropping down into your sumo squat and then pressing back up to standing. And then you're coming all the way down into that squat, bringing the back of the hands to the inside of the knees. And then you're starting to bring one arm up and over as you start to come up onto the balls of that foot, and then you are lowering the heel down and coming to the other side. So we are finding a nice high heel through one side as you sweep that same arm up and over, and then coming down and coming to the other side. So you can flow with this, guys, or you can just kind of slow this right down. Often the slower you go, the more connected you will feel into the movement, and it also is actually harder to slow it down. So see if you can really control this, connect into all the muscles of the legs, staying nice and low into the squat as well. So you are really sitting down into this, keeping a length through the back though, and then you are coming back through center, and let's stay here and just taking a moment here to find that connection. And we are finding a flat back, so hinging forward at the hips and then hinging back up, so you are pressing back up. So it is a full flat back here as you come forward. You might bring your hands to prayer to kind of find that connection of that flat back. It just helps sometimes to really find a lengthening out of the crown of the head all the way out the tailbone. That's what we want essentially, is to have a really, really nice long line from the top of the head all the way out the tailbone with this. Let's come all the way down onto the hands and knees. So we're coming to a tabletop position, and then you're just starting to bump the hips left as you gaze right, and then bumping the hips right as you gaze over that left shoulder, and working with this. So we are just letting the head go in the opposite direction to the hips as you find a nice C shape through that side waist, and nice stretch there. Anything that feels good too, feel free to free flow this in any way you like. Really leaning into what your body feels today, what it needs today. And then we're starting to find a little cat-cow here. So rounding the spine, chin to chest as you tuck the tailbone under, and then inhale as you bring the gaze up, tailbone up. Exhale as you press the mat away, rounding the spine, chin to chest. Bringing that belly button to spine. Inhale, dropping the belly, gaze up, tailbone up. Exhale, rounding the spine, chin to chest. Inhale, coming up. Exhale, rounding back. Releasing all the air out. Inhale, coming back. Gaze up, tailbone up. Exhale as you round the spine, chin to chest. And you might start to find a little bit of movement here. And then we're starting to find a child's pose to finish off. So just starting to bring the big toes together, the knees out wide. You can find a lengthened arm forward, or if you want to, you can soften the elbows and kind of let the hands come closer towards the head if you want something a little more restorative, or if it feels a bit too intense for the shoulders, to have the arms fully extended. Maybe a little rock of the head from side to side, a little massage through the forehead, taking some cleansing breaths in through the nose and out the nose or mouth as you allow the pelvis to start to become heavier, feeling the hips opening out, tummy relaxing down. And then you can come all the way to a seat of some kind, or you might bring the legs into a Z shape. I'm just going to find a little bit of neck movement here. So just letting the legs be wherever they want to be. Maybe you want to be in a cross-legged position. And then we're just sitting up nice and tall here, just letting the gaze come over the right side, so to that right shoulder. Shoulders are away from the ears, and then inhale back through center. Exhale, gazing over the left shoulder. And then inhale, coming back through center, and you are all done. It was amazing having you join me. Can't wait to see you again soon.